Hi, this is Jason from Horrific Nightmares, and welcome to another edition of What's in the Bag, Jay. Now, this is the series where I pick 6 movies from my collection that I haven't seen, write their names on a piece of paper, throw them in the bag, draw one out at random, and do a short review. Now, coming back from last week is Seeds of Destruction, Creatures from the Abyss, Evolution, and voted on The Convent, and Night of the Living Dead. Now, making his debut this week is Chillerama. Now, this is a bit of a cheat because I did watch the first few minutes of it, but I did turn it off because I wasn't very impressed with it. But I got it for $1 at the Dollar Tree, and I wanted to give it another try. So, let me give the bag a good tussle. Let's see what we got in here. Okay. We have Chillerama. I'm going to set that aside while I set the rest of the movies side by side by side. And take my Freddy vs. Jason die. And we're going to see what comes back next week. That would be a 2. So I'm going to draw a 2 out of the bag. Give the bag another good tussle. We have Night of the Living Dead. And Creatures from the Abyss. Now, if you want to see Evolution, or The Convent, or Seeds of Destruction come back, definitely vote below, and I will definitely consider bringing them back. But right now, I'm going to go and watch Chillerama and come back with a review later. Well, I'm back. I just watched Chillerama, and here are my thoughts. Now, Chillerama is a 2011 film, which runs approximately 120 minutes, and is written and directed by a bunch of people because this is an anthology. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to run down what I thought, what the different parts are of the anthology, and basically rate them and give it an overall rating because I wanted to talk a little bit about this film. You have your first segment, which is called Wadzilla. Oh boy. This is written and directed by Adam Rifkin, and I gave this one an 8. I really enjoyed it. The second one is I Was a Teenage Werebear. That is written and directed by Tim Sullivan. I didn't like that one. I gave it a 4. The next one is The Diary of Anne Frankenstein, and that was written and directed by Adam Green. I gave that one a 7. And the last one is Zombie Movie. That was written and directed by Joe Lynch, and I gave that one a 7.5. Overall, I'm going to give Chillerama a 7 as an overall anthology. And it has a bunch of stars making cameos. Ray Wise, Eric Roberts, Adam Green, of course, Wilford Brimley, and Lynn Shay, not to mention countless others. Now, the reason why I kind of went fast on this one is because I wanted to talk about this film a little bit. I've had Netflix for quite some time. And on Netflix, you used to be able to look and see what was leaving soon. So what I would do is, and I'm talking like maybe 3 years ago, 4 years ago, 5 years ago. What I would do is I would, all the ones that were leaving soon, the horror movies, I would write down on a piece of paper and try to catch them before they left Netflix. And this is one of the ones that was leaving in one of the months that I wrote it down, and I started watching it, and Wadzilla came on, and that's Wadzilla right there. Um, I thought it was kind of stupid, and I turned it off, and I proceeded on to something else because my list used to be like a single sheet of notebook paper. That's how many they would take off in a month, generally speaking, that I hadn't seen. So, I was eager to watch this one again, and like I said, it was a little bit of a cheat because, like, I maybe watched 5 or 10 minutes of it before I turned it off, but I never did finish it. Um, I am very funny when it comes to horror comedy, and what I mean by that is it has to be something that really keeps me engaged. Now, the wraparound, of course, is that a drive-in movie, which is where zombie movie or the decapitated comes in. Um, and it started out with the segment of Wadzilla. Um, this is about a guy with a low sperm count who takes a uh, it's like a formula created by a scientist, and it was supposed to take the sperm that he did have and make it kind of super. So, yeah, it made it super, and that's why it's a big sperm called Wadzilla because it got as big as Godzilla, of course, and it was really funny. I really enjoyed it. But here's the thing with me with this. Um, the second story was I was a teenage werebear, and it was kind of like a. This is all a tribute to all the old drive-ins and all the old monster movies and stuff like that. I was a teenage werebear was a or is a kind of like a musical, and it just didn't. I just didn't like it. Um, it was about a guy who was in love with a girl. Of course, this is supposed to be in like the 50s, I think, or the 40s or 50s. And he really likes guys, and of course, that was taboo back then. And the guys that he likes um, turn into werebears. I don't know. I just didn't care for it. Um, the Diary of Anne Frankenstein I thought would be a little bit better because it was written and directed by Adam Green. Although I did like it, and the end was just it was just crazy. The end zombie movie is just nuts. No pun intended, and you'll find out why if you watch it. But yeah, it's just nuts. Overall, like I said, I would give this one a 7. I would definitely recommend it. It is kind of long, but it does kind of keep your attention. And just like every anthology, it has good and bad. So, just keep that in mind. And don't forget to vote for the ones that didn't make it this week. And if you like what you see in here, hit that like button and subscribe. And until next time, peace.